All right, so buenos dias. Tonight is Succot. We remember that eating in a sukkah tonight is midoraita, very, very important. And so whoever can eat in a sukkah tonight, that will be a very big mitzvah for the remainder of days or nights of Sukkot. When you sit in a sukkah, when you eat in a sukkah, you perform a mitzvah. If you can't, you perform a mitzvah. You're performing a mitzvah. But if you can't make it, you're not kind of scratching like a biblical mitzvah, because it's a reshut. It is a possibility. Some questions about the laws of Sukkot. What happens if you're in a sukkah and you're sitting and you look up and you see that right above you, the schach moved, there's no schach. It's just above you exactly where you are. So I mean, there's schach, you covered the sukkah, but just a couple of inches maybe. So do you have to move to the side? Do you have to move right? Do you have to move left just so you could be under schach properly? So of course the halachah is that we have to have proper schach that covers the whole sukkah. Kosher schach that is not problematic, but given that you already put schach on the sukkah, if there's a couple of inches here and there that don't have schach, it's not a problem. You're allowed to sit under that. What it says that only if it's more than 3 tefachim without schach leorech kol sukkah, to the length of the entirety of the sukkah, that's when it's a problem. But if it's not more than 3 tefachim and a couple of inches over there, you don't have to move away from where the schach is. Interesting question. If your schach falls off on Chol HaMoed, we know that we're not allowed to do construction or renovate or work on Chol HaMoed. So what happens if my schach falls off on Chol HaMoed? May I or may I not put back the schach, especially in Seattle? That could be a good question. And the answer is, of course, you may put back the schach. There's another question that there's a law that says ta'aseh v'lo min ha'asui, which is that when we have to build a sukkah from scratch, and the way that you build a sukkah is that you build the walls and then you put the schach. But we're not allowed to put the schach and then build the walls. Why? Because it's already asui, it's already made. Like the schach is already there, and then you're building a roof and then you're building a home under it. For Sukkot, for the holiday of Sukkah, it's not acceptable. So I may not first put the schach and then put the walls. But what happens if I did it the right way? I put the walls, then I put the covering on the top of the schach, and then on the holiday, the walls fall off on Chol HaMoed. Now I want to fix it on Chol HaMoed. Now my problem is that if I now fix it, my schach is already on the top. Now I'm going to put the walls back on, so it's already like the top is there before the walls, but over there, it's not a problem. You're allowed to do that because initially when you built it, it was built in the right order, the right sequence, and the right phases, and therefore, now that it came off, you're just returning back what was originally there, and it is mutar. Being in the sukkah, every moment in the sukkah is a mitzvah. It's tzila dimehemnuta. It's the tzil. It's like the shadows, or being under the wings of emunah of Hashem. When we're in a sukkah, we're mamash. There's a lot of emunah. Our whole body is inside a sukkah. Our chachamim would never do anything outside of the sukkah. Of course, things that are kavod, everything or anything that they had to do, they would do it in a sukkah. They wanted to meet people, they do it in a sukkah. They want to sit with their family, do it in a sukkah. Study Torah, do it in a sukkah. Some people have a minhag even. I don't see it here in Seattle so much, but on the first morning of Sukkot, where you have to say the bracha on the lulav and the tog, they sneak out of the Bet Knesset. If there's a sukkah next to the Bet Knesset, they go, they say the bracha over there, and then they come back to the Bet Knesset. Some people also have a minhag, and it's a nice idea if your sukkah is built in such a way when you get home. So if your sukkah is built in a way that you can go into your sukkah without going in through your home, you go into your sukkah. So this is my dwelling right now. I'm not going home, taking out the mail from the mailbox, making all the routine, then going into the sukkah. Rather, no. This is now where we live, and now we go into the sukkah, and then from there you can go into your home and go back out and go get something that you need. But I go straight into my sukkah. This is where I am. This is what I do now. These are the things that I do. And of course, all our ordained should be in there. And that reminds us that essentially we're all year long under the wings of Hashem, and this is the real truth about our relationship with Him. Bezrat Hashem, wishing everyone Chag Kasher v'Sameach and